Half a day students, I am Governor Lou Leon Guerrero. You all have been through a year of big changes. We've had to adapt and make big changes to keep our families and our island safe. But with change comes opportunity and a chance to try new things like PBS University. While Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio and I will continue to do our part to keep our island safe, you students have a part to play as well. Your part is to keep learning and to keep up with your lessons. That's why I am happy to see you here ready to learn with PBS University. PBS University is a way to bring a continuous educational curriculum to you while you stay safe at home during this time. To help you keep up with your studies, we asked our friends at PBS Guam and the Guam Department of Education to put together this episode. Thank you for doing your part and have a great lesson.
PBS University is a program by PBS Guam and the Guam Department of Education in conjunction with public school teachers. These lessons are created to provide both parents and students with a unique educational experience while helping students to continue learning at home. PBS University, next on PBS Guam.
1, 2, 3, 4. Come along, let's sing a song. We'll have a great adventure. Today's the day, let's learn and play. We'll have a great adventure. Numbers, letters, science things, all that we can do. Help you deal with how you feel. Share with us too. It's super cool and just like school, our awesome learning adventures. So grab a friend, the fun will end. Our awesome learning adventures. Awesome learning adventures with PBS University.
Hey, half a day. I'm your 3rd to 5th grade literacy teacher, Mr. Gomez, and I'm going to teach you something. Last time I saw you, we talked about nouns. We talked about concrete nouns and abstract nouns. Today, we'll be talking about a part of speech that deals with nouns. You know what? I'm so glad you're here today because I wanted to share this special moment with someone. Now, since you're here, I might as well share it with you because today, I got my mystery box. It took a while for it to arrive, but it's finally here. And I really hope we find some good items today. Will you stay with me until I unpack every single item? Great, awesome. But before we do the big unboxing, let me quickly tell you about adjectives. An adjective describes a noun in several ways, such as which, whose, how many, or what kind. Today, we'll be focusing on the what kind and how we use them to compare 2, 3, or more nouns. When it comes to adjectives that tell what kind, there are 3 basic degrees. There's a positive degree, a comparative degree, and superlative degree. Add the R to an adjective if it only has one syllable. For example, tall, cute, bright, kind. Okay, enough about me. Wow, one of the best things in the world, at least for me, is opening a package. It's like opening a gift. It's hard for me to peel the tape. So what I'll do is I usually get a pair of keys. I have my keys right here. I usually take one key and try to cut it along the seams. There you go. Whew, I sure like what I see so far. Awesome! Look at what I have. I have one of these fidget pop-up toys. It's colorful, interesting, and really neat. A keychain that's also like a pop-up toy. This is smaller, not as colorful, and you can even say less colorful, which is also a comparative degree when you compare it with this. Less colorful, smaller than this pop-up toy. What else is here? A sock? A stinky sock! And a used-up sock. Who would put this there? Oh, I forgot to mention, when it comes to forming superlative adjectives with 3 or more syllables, then we need to use the word most before that word. Same thing with the comparative form. If we want to compare 2 items, then we need to use the word more before the adjective. For example, this is the most interesting and most colorful find I have so far. Let's continue finding everything else, shall we? A variety of scissors. This pair of scissors is larger than this one, and this red pair of scissors is the largest of all 3. Now, although this is the smallest one, I think this would be good to cut your hair if you need to trim. This would be better to use if you were to perhaps cut paper or make a foldable. And then this one would be the best scissor to use if you need to cut something thick like cardboard, especially when I'm done with this mystery box. Now, did you notice I use 3 kinds of adjectives there? I used the word good to describe how it would be good to use this for cutting hair. That is the positive degree. I also used the word better when I said this would be better to cut out paper. That is the comparative degree because I am comparing this here with this one. And then I also used the word best to compare this large pair of scissors over these 2 when it comes to cutting cardboard. Now, when it comes to the word good, that is actually an irregular adjective. An irregular adjective does not follow the rules like adding ER to the end of the word or using the word more or the word most before the word. Again, those are irregular adjectives and you have to watch out for those. Some examples are less, and bad. A spoon. This would be good for eating and even better for soup. Ooh, a cookie. This is definitely the yummiest and the most delicious find here. I think that's all. Yep, that's pretty much all. Anyway, that's all the time I have for you today. I just want to remind you to love yourself because you deserve it and love your neighbors because they need it. Adios!
Hello and half a day! I'm Miss Palma, your 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade math teacher from PBS University. Half a day in CHamoru means hello! Last week, we learned a little bit about fractions when we helped Pamela with her pizza problem. Today, let's explore fractions a little more. Remember, fractions represent equal parts of a whole. The number below the fraction bar is called the denominator. It tells us how many equal parts our whole is divided into. The top number is called the numerator, and it tells us how many of those equal parts we have. Can you tell me, when do we use fractions? We use fractions when we're measuring something using a measuring cup, a ruler, or a thermometer. We also use fractions when we are baking or when we share food or snacks. Today, I want to do an activity that will help you understand more about fractions. But before we start, we need a few materials. We need construction paper, preferably different colors, a pair of scissors, ruler, and some markers. Now let's start by cutting 5 different colored papers into strips. Now get your markers ready. On this first strip, write 1 hole. Now this is my hole. This time we are going to fold it in half to create 2 halves. We now have 1 fold with equal-sized pieces on either side. Because our whole was divided into 2 equal parts, our denominator is 2. Write 1/2 or 1/2 on each piece and use the scissors to cut along the fold. You can already see that 2 halves are equivalent to 1 whole. Now let's take another strip, fold it in half, and in half again. When you unfold it, you should have 3 folds and 4 equal-sized pieces. Write 1/4 or 1/4 on each of the pieces. Take another strip and fold it in half and fold it in half again. Then fold it a 3rd time. When you unfold it, you should have 7 folds and 8 equal-sized pieces. Write 1/8 on each and cut along the folds. Doesn't the number 8 make us think about pizza? Can you figure out why? Now take another strip and fold it in half and fold it in half again. Then fold it again and then fold it a 4th time. When you unfold it, you should have 15 folds and 16 equal-sized pieces. Write 1/16 on each and cut along the folds. I have a strip of paper. Let's make another fraction right over here. What fraction do you think could fit in this space? One-third. Now we have a fraction wall made up of 1 whole, 2 halves, 3/3, 4/4, 8/8, and 16/16. Let's explore these fractions. Let's use this fraction wall to look at equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions are fractions which look different but have the same value. Let's look at our whole. 1 whole is this whole strip of paper. 2 halves is the same size as this 1 whole. 3/3 is also equal to a whole, as well as 4/4, 8/8, and 16/16. So let's see if we can find a fraction which is equivalent to or is the same size as 1/2. Let's look down the middle. Aha! 2/4 are the same size or equivalent to 1/2. Let's see if there are any more that are the same size. 4/8 and 8/16. 1/2 is equivalent to 2/4, which is also equal to 4/8, which is also equal to 8/16. Now let's try to find something that is equivalent to 3/4. So if we go down the strips, there we go. 6/8 is the same size as 3/4. And so is 12/16.
We can also use the fraction wall to tell which fraction is greater.
Can you tell me which fraction is larger? 1/2 or 1/4? That's right, 1/2. How about 1/3 and 1/2? Which is larger? 1/2. Good. Wow, that fraction wall was a great tool to visualize what fractions look like. We can see which fractions are larger. We can even see which fractions are equal to each other. I hope this helps you understand fractions a little more. I had so much fun learning with you. Until next time, don't forget to smile.
Hello, hola, half a day. Oh, half a day. Half a day is a greeting in CHamoru. I'm Mrs. Borja, one of your PBS University teachers. I know I kind of look like I'm your social studies teacher because I'm holding a globe and I'm talking about different languages, but I'm actually your science teacher, which means that today we're here to talk about science things. And the science thing that we're going to talk about today is making models. I talked about models in a previous video, but let me do a refresher for you guys. Models are visual representations of things that we can't experience directly. There's a lot of reasons, especially in science, why we use models. We use models when things are way too small for us to see without special equipment, when things are way too big to represent things that are no longer around or available, like ancient cities or dinosaurs. To plan or talk about things that hasn't happened yet. Or to represent things that are hard to get to or hidden inside of or behind something else. Great! Now that we answered the question, what are models? Let's answer the question, how do we make models? You know what? You guys are guaranteed to have to make a lot of models during your time as a student. I mean, it's a really great way to show how much you understand something. So let's make some models. So I'm gonna look around. I have a lot of paintbrushes and markers, scissors, glue, lots of paper. Oh, I'm gonna look in my big box of random stuff because I really wanna make a model of a solar system. So I'm gonna look in my big box of random stuff and see if there's anything in here that will help me make a solar system. Probably not. I think I have an idea for this, for something later. I'm gonna hold on to that. Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff in here. I have to decide if I want to make a 3D model or a 2D model. 3D means three-dimensional. The three dimensions are height, width, and depth. 2D means two-dimensional. That's just height and width. Like this, for example. This is a project on photosynthesis, and it's 2D because it has height and it has width. But it doesn't have depth because it's flat. There's a lot of information here, and it's really cool, and we can learn a lot from these too, but I think I want to make a three-dimensional model. The only thing I didn't have at home was this black poster board. Other than that, all the other materials were found right here at my house. I just used some clay to make the small planets, and for the bigger one, I used the clay again, but put it over some ping pong balls. But you could just crumple up some paper too and make planets that way. Using the clay was my favorite part of this project. I don't know where this ball came from, but whenever I find interesting things around the house, I just stick it in my big box of random stuff. So I just painted it, and there you go, a sun! Lastly, I painted some white curved lines and put it all together and labeled it the solar system. My other favorite part was the painting. And there it is, the solar system. That's one way to make a 3D model of the solar system. That was pretty fun. What should we do next? So another cool kind of model that we can make is called a diorama. A diorama is a scene that you make inside of a box. And I pulled some stuff out of my big box of random stuff, and I found these guys, these little toy dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are so cool. So we can make a little dinosaur habitat diorama. Or should I say dinorama? No, I shouldn't say that. Okay. Dinorama? I thought I'd try it again. It's okay. Okay, so we have blue at the back of the box, and it's just blue paper. I just stuck it in there, and then I put some gray down at the bottom of this paper so it would look like the ground. I glued down some cotton balls to look like clouds. Then I printed some pictures of prehistoric plants and a pterodactyl and glued them to the box. But if you like drawing, you can draw pictures instead. Then I used clay to make a watering hole and to help my dinosaurs stand up straight. And it's finished! My dinorama! Remember earlier when I found that hanger in my big box of random stuff? Well, the idea that I had was to make a mobile. A mobile is a kind of structure that has different parts that hang and balance. And I made one out of the water cycle. I printed out a bunch of pictures and I hung it with some string and tape. And I made sure to label all the different parts so that people know what the water cycle looks like. So this is another idea of another model that you guys can make. And it doesn't have to be the water cycle, it can be on just about anything. Awesome. So we've looked at 2D models and 3D models, and we've looked around the house and found materials to make some. Wow, we did a lot today. And we learned a lot today. I had so much fun today, and I hope that you did too. I also hope that making these models today will help you out the next time you have to make a model in your class. Come back next time for more science things with me, Mrs. Borja, here at PBS University. Be good, read books. Bye.
Hafa students, welcome to PBS University. My name is John Fernandez, and I'm the superintendent of the Guam Department of Education. These PBS University lessons are made to help you to continue learning. The teachers here prepared fun lessons on science, character education, math, English, and more. And they made it for you, the students of Guam. We're very grateful to them for their instruction. We are also thankful for you students parents, and guardians who are watching. Remember, stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you soon in the next school year. Thank you.
Half a day, boys and girls. How are you today? As you may already know, half a day means hello in CHamoru. Welcome back to PBS University. My name is Mrs. Christine Palma, and I am your 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade social studies teacher. Today, I plan to go to the library. Do you know how to get to the library using a map on a smartphone? I hope so. Maps are usually pretty easy to read if you know how to read it. Remember, maps are drawings of places as if you were looking at it from above. And most maps have what's called a map key. And a map key is what makes it easy to read and understand. A map key is a list of symbols, colors, or lines that show important places or landmarks on a map. And they all represent something real. Like the symbol of trees put together can represent a forest. This symbol can represent a restaurant. A line can represent a river. Little wave lines can represent a pond or a lake. These triangle things, they represent mountains. The dots can represent cities or villages, and the ones with a star usually represents the capital of the city. A dotted line can represent roads, and this symbol looks like it represents a library. That's where we need to go. Let's practice. Here is a road map of an area in the city of Hagåtña. Can you identify where the library is located? Oh, great! We found it! So on my smartphone, I'm going to pin the location using a map application. And once I pin the location, it is going to show me how to get there. On my search bar, I look for the address. I find the pin. There it is. And press directions. Here we go. Let's go a little faster. It looks like we're coming to a stop soon. I think we're here. Arrived. Hey boys and girls, look! There it is! We made it to the Guam Public Library. Time to return some books. Thank you for joining me on my ride to finding the library. Wasn't that easy? I really thought I was going to get lost, but with the help of a map, I got to my destination. I did have a lot of help using the technology on my phone, but what if I didn't have my phone? What if I only had a paper map? That's fine too. All you need to do is study the map, write down all the roads and the street names, and make sure you identify it as you are heading there. Also, don't forget to look out for important landmarks to make sure you're not lost. Reading a map isn't all that scary, but you do need to make sure which way is north, south, east, or west. The sun always rises in the east, and that direction is east. North is the direction going towards the North Pole. And south is the direction going towards the South Pole. On a map, you will usually find this symbol. This is called a compass rose. Can you say compass rose? Very good. And these letters N, S, W, E represents north, south, west, and east. Some compasses only give you the letter N, so it's up to you to determine where west and east is. Here's one way to remember. Spell the word we, W-E. W is on the left side, and E is on the right side, spelling we. If this is north, this is south, this is west, and this is east, then I'm thinking that the area between east and north is this direction, and that is northeast. Now, which direction is southwest? Very good. Now let's try to make a map. Not a big map, but something a little small scale. Let's try making a layout of my house.
Here is the entrance to my house. First, you walk into the mudroom. To the right of it is the hallway bathroom and the laundry room. Across from this area is the kitchen, which leads into the dining room and straight into the living room. On the left side of that is the master bedroom, then the master bathroom and the walk-in closet.
It's a simple layout. And now that I'm done, I'm trying to put a compass rose somewhere there. So, when I step outside my house, the sun usually rises on my southeast side. So now that I know where southeast is, I think this is where the north is, which means that this way is north. Now it's your turn. Take some time to draw a map of maybe your house or something easier like your bedroom. Where's your bed? Where's your closet? Where are the rugs? Where are your play areas? Or you can try and challenge yourself and draw a map of your neighborhood. Drawing maps can be fun and exciting, and I certainly had a really good time. So thank you for joining me today, and I hope I get to see the maps that you created. But if I don't, just remember that you were so smart, so awesome, and so special. Have a good day, everyone. Adios!
Hello and half a day. Half a day is how we say hello on Guam. My name is Mr. Pexa. I'm the character education teacher for grades 3 through 5. Today we have an exciting lesson on encouragement. Encouragement is about helping yourself or helping others find courage when there's something that we really want to do, but we might be afraid. We have our friends back again to help us learn more about encouragement. So let's see what Star has up his sleeve this week and see what he has to say about encouragement.
Star! Why, hello, young man. How did the talent show go? It didn't go well at all. I got up on stage and I got nervous and I forgot the words to my song and I failed in front of the whole school. Oh, that sounds dreadful. Did you practice composure? I did, just like you taught me. I was a star. I stopped, I took a breath, and I relaxed. But when I got on stage, there were so many people watching me that I got nervous and I failed in front of the whole school. Oh my, I'm sorry to hear that. It sounds like this talent show was really, really important to you. Yes, it was. I thought if I joined the talent show and I did really well, the other kids would think I'm cool and it'd be a lot easier to make friends. Yes, I can see how disappointed you are, but you are in luck. How can you say I'm in luck? Didn't you just hear me? I failed in front of the whole school. Oh yes, young man, I heard you loud and clear, but you are in luck because I know just what you need. What I need? What is it that you think I need? What you need is encouragement. Encouragement? What's that? You can do it, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it with encouragement. I can see it, I can see it, I believe it, I can see it with encouragement. It's cheering someone on when they are struggling to stay strong. Sometimes all we need is some encouragement. When you learn to tie your shoes, it might have took a year or two with encouragement. You didn't get it right away. You had to practice every day with encouragement. It's giving someone hope when they are feeling nope, nope, nope. Sometimes all we need is some encouragement. You can do it, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it with encouragement. I can see it, I can see it, I believe it, I can see it with encouragement. Learning skills takes time each day. We like to quit, have fun and play. When things get hard, we all need some encouragement. Just keep giving you your best, and every day you will progress with encouragement. You can give yourself a chance to sing your song or dance your dance with encouragement. Win or lose, we always learn. We can start again, take a brand new turn, as long as we can give ourselves some encouragement. Encouragement? I think you're onto something, Star. I already feel better about myself just hearing you tell me that I can do it. Very good, young man. Would you like to know the secret to being good at anything? Yes, of course I would. What's the secret? Practice. Doing the same thing over and over until you get it right, and you don't even have to think about it at all. Huh? Take tying your shoes, for example. How long did it take you to learn how to tie your shoes? A year? A year? I don't think so, young man. Think about it. You had to first grow and become big enough and strong enough so that you could even begin to start learning to tie your shoes. It took you 5 years before you were even big enough to start trying. And then, once you started trying, it probably took you about 2 years before you could really get it down and tie your shoes without any help from any grown-ups. And guess what? What? You eventually got it down pat, and now it's easy peasy. Think about it. You practiced every day when you put on your shoes to go outside of the house. Some days, when you first started, you needed lots of help from adults. But then you kept doing it a little bit every day, every day. Sometimes you needed help, and sometimes you needed less help. But then all of a sudden, bam! One day you're tying your shoes and you don't need help from anybody. Hey, you're right. I did practice every day and I never did quit. That's right. You never quit. You just practiced a little bit every day. So what you're saying is that if I stop thinking about it and I just practice my songs a little bit every day, then one day it'll just be easy peasy. Yes, indeed. I am saying that. I believe in you. And just like you learned how to tie your shoes by practicing just a little bit every day until you got it right, you can do the same thing with your songs. You just practice a little bit every day, and you'll get it right one day, and then you won't even have to think about it. It'll be easy peasy. Thank you, Star. You know, every time I talk to you, I always feel a little bit better about myself. Oh, thank you for saying so. It makes me so happy to hear that. But I have to go now. I have another appointment to get to. You take care, young man. Maybe I'll see you again. Bye-bye.
Wasn't that terrific? My friend Star certainly has a way of helping people feel better about themselves. And that's a big part of what encouragement is helping people to believe in themselves. Sometimes we might be scared to take a test or join our favorite sport. And sometimes we might just need a little bit of help and encouragement, somebody to help us believe that we can actually do it, even if we're afraid. Well, that's all we have for today's lesson. I can't wait to see you in lesson 3. I have another exciting lesson planned for you. Until then, take care and keep practicing encouragement.
my PBS friends, and Kasalelia. Kasalelia also means hello or half a day in Pohnpeian. Kasalelia. Welcome to Cha-Cha-Cha CHamoru time. Guahu si Senora Bobby. I just want to say hello and welcome back and welcome to CHamoru time. I have an awesome treat for you today. And I'm pretty sure you can guess what it is if I give you a few of these clues. Can I give you a few clues? Yes? You can definitely eat this. Yeah. And you can find it almost everywhere in the islands that we live in. Maybe you can find it outside your house, right? And you know what else? It also has an awesome taste that when you crack this open or open it up, you can taste all the goodness in it. Can you guess what it is? Oh man, great guessing. Maulik. We are going to be talking once again about our nizuk. Yep, our coconut, our trunken nizuk. But we're going to go a little bit more in depth with our nizuk because this time I made some Kanden nizuk. Do you know what Kanden nizuk is? Oh man, yeah, that's right. It's super yummy. Get ready, everybody. All right, my friends, before we get into this special surprise that I have for you, let me tell you a little bit about my younger years when my family would get together and cook this delicious treat. And I remember back then we will all get together and one will actually do the husking or kata. One of my brothers and sisters would actually do the kamzuing or the grating of our coconut. And of course, Nana and Tata have to be the one to do the tatek when they cut the coconut open or our nizuk. And man, when we are done and we all get together, we have this beautiful pile of kamzan nizuk. Oh my gosh, I could already taste it right now. Can you taste that sugary deliciousness? Can you? Maulik. Awesome. I'm glad you can taste that. All right, my friends, let's go into my cocina or my kitchen and we'll watch the process of how to make Kanden nizuk. Are you excited? Because I'm super excited. All right, come on, let's go. First, we have our mantequilla or our butter. I love mantequilla. Next up, we have our asukat, our sugar. And last, our nizuk or our kamzan nizuk. Look how beautiful that looks. Yummy. First, we're gonna heat up our pan. Next, we're gonna throw in our mantequilla or our butter and keep stirring it until it melts down. Don't forget, keep your fire on a low heat. Next is our sugar, our asukat. Let's keep stirring that and stirring until it melts into this beautiful brownish color. And lastly, our nizuk. That's right, our kamzan nizuk. Go ahead and throw that in and keep stirring that up until all the asukat and the mantequilla gets all over our kamzan nizuk. Beautiful. It smells so yummy. I can't wait. Can you smell it? Super yummy. It's almost done. All right. Make sure to get all the white parts. And lastly, beautiful coconut candy or Kanden nizuk or bukadzu. 2 scoops. What, you want a third one? Sure.
3 scoops. Oh, I think we should put one more, right? That's right. All right. I hope you enjoyed our video on Kanden, Niyok, or Bukadu. All right, my friends, let's review this awesome deliciousness. All right. So the first thing, of course, we had to get was our Kanden Niyok. Can you say Kanden Niyok? Malik, great job. Yeah, that was a long word. All right. Our second word, of course, was our mantequilla. Definitely gives an extra flavor to our Kanden Niyok, right? That's right. And can you say mantequilla? Malik. And another thing, of course, we totally needed was our asukat, our sugar. That's right. Can you say asukat? Malik. All right. And the last one, of course, is our Kanden Niyok. Another long word, but easy to say. Can you say Kanden Niyok? That's right. And don't forget, we also have a second word called bukadu. Can you say bukadu? Wow, that was awesome. All right, my friends. I hope you enjoyed making Kanden Niyok or bukadu with me, Senora Bobby. And if you get a chance to, don't forget, ask Nana and Tata first before you make it with the rest of your family. And enjoy these few and simple ingredients that we use to make deliciousness. Oh my gosh, my corazon, my heart is feeling so much love and sweetness today. All right, my friends, thank you for joining me for CHamoru time. Don't forget, Biba Mes CHamoru. Please enjoy and share with everyone in your familia. All right, adios.
Fast, fun facts. Fast, fun facts. With Mr. Ernest Ochoco.
Hey you guys, it's Mr. Ernest Ochoco again with another fast fun fact. Today it's about Harry Potter, because I love Harry Potter. And we're going to talk about something called the Deathly Hallows. Sounds so scary. Oh my gosh, you know what that is? Have you ever heard about that? Well, let's talk about a little diversity word, but it's going to be a diversity word from Harry Potter. And our diversity word is going to be Expecto Patronum. Whoa, that's so cool. So the Patronus that you have to say Expecto Patronum to bring it out is made when you have beautiful, wonderful, happy thoughts. And the more powerful your happy thought or happy memory, the more powerful your Patronus. Okay, let's try it again. Expecto Patronum. Fantastic job. So we're going to talk about the Deathly Hallows. Ooh, what are the Deathly Hallows, Mr. Ochoco? Well, the Deathly Hallows are 3 items. And when you put those 3 items together, you can become invincible. So let's go through the 3 items. First, you've got something that looks a little bit like this. It's not quite like this, but it looks a little like this. The Resurrection Stone. So the Resurrection Stone gives people the power over death. So you can bring someone back to life with this magic stone. Interesting. The second item in the Deathly Hallows is this. This wand is the most powerful wand in the Harry Potter world. Wow, I wonder what I could do with this. And the final item in the Deathly Hallows is the Cloak of Invisibility. And it's said that no one can see you if you put it on. Not even death can find you. So So that would be kind of a cool, magical item to have around, right? The cloak of invisibility. That would be fun. All right, everyone, this is Mr. Ernesto Choco with another Fast Fun Fact. And find the magic in your life. I'm going to try on the cloak of invisibility. Here we go. Can you see me? Can you see me? Did you see me? Oh, there, I'm back. I guess the cloak fell off. Bye, everyone.
Hafa students, I'm Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio. For more than a year now, you all have continued to wash your hands and watch your distance from others, and you've done a really great job wearing your masks. We know your parents and guardians have helped you to make these changes to keep yourself and your community safe. As Governor Leon Guerrero said, we are happy you are here. We want you to continue to learn and sharpen your skills with the help of PBS University. This program is the result of a collaborative effort. We couldn't do it alone. I'd like to thank the teachers and support staff of the Guam Department of Education and PBS Guam for their work and their commitment to our students. I'd also like to thank you students for participating at home. To your parents, I'd like to thank you for taking an active role in your child's education. We are all eager to return to a time when all of us can share and study together in person. Until then, we hope you learned something new from this PBS University instruction.